Merry meet, everyone. Welcome to Anti-Wiccan Arguments, Part 3. I've heard this argument from both Christians and pagans, often to explain why they're not Wiccan. The argument is that Gerald Gardner, the founder of Wicca, was a racist, sexist, homophobe. They don't always use all three. Usually just one of them are put forward by somebody trying to argue against Wicca. But I decided that most of what I would say about any one of these, I'd say about most of them. Mainly, first of all, even if Gardner was a racist, sexist, homophobe, I have to say this straight up right from the beginning. So what? Does it matter if he was? There's a common misconception by many non-Wiccans that Wiccans think that Gardner was some sort of prophet or God or Messiah or something. I don't know. I've never quite understood how they think we think about Gardner. We don't. He was the founder of Wiccan, and most Wiccans respect him for that, but don't think he had any sort of special divine knowledge, at least nothing that any one of us can't access as well as he did. But was he? Was he racist? Was he sexist? Was he a homophobe? Well, let's look at this one for one. Was he racist? Probably not. Seriously, I can find nothing to indicate that he held any racist views at all. The only references I can find to people is people claiming it without any citation. So, yeah, seriously, if you think Gardner was a racist, give me some citations. I would love to see them. If he was racist, then 90% of the world is racist. Okay, on to the next. Was he sexist? Maybe. A lot depends what you mean when you say he was sexist. The best evidence I've seen for his sexism comes from his laws that he put forward for the Wiccan religion, wherein it he states, "As a man loveth a woman by mastering her." And he also had, "And the greatest virtue of a high priestess be that she recognize that youth is necessary to the representative of the goddess, so will gracefully retire in favor of a younger woman, should the coven so decide in council." Now that first quote certainly sounds sexist, at least to my modern ears, but perhaps not so much to the people in 1957, when he first revealed the laws. Not defending that at all. I'm just saying a lot has changed in the past, that'd be 54 years. And, well, the second quote, they saying the high priestess should retire, sounds bad. Yeah, that sounds really bad. But remember, Wicca was at least founded as a fertility religion. This is just a guess on my part. I can find nothing to support it. But I think that Gardner may have thought that the high priestess should be a woman in her childbearing years. Thinking that it's the fertility needed to actually have fertile ground, so to speak. I know that sounds bad. Okay, want to make this clear. I'm not defending this idea. I think older women can very much be high priestesses. Some of the best high priestesses I've ever worked with were older women. Okay, on to, was he a homophobe? Well, that's a probably. Yeah, he probably was. Lois Bourne, one of the high priestesses of the Bricketwood Coven, who left after a disagreement with over the laws, claimed that Gardner once said, "There are no homosexual witches. It is not possible to be a homosexual and a witch." Now, this may have been homophobia. Probably was. Or it may have been his belief that since homosexuals do not reproduce through their sex acts, then they don't belong in a fertility religion. I want to make it clear here. This idea is, I and most other modern Wiccans do not agree with this idea. We fully accept that gays, lesbians, whatever, can be Wiccan. So, well, to sum up, Gardner was clearly not racist. He may have been sexist, or we may not hold the right mind, or may have been a product of his time for that. He was probably homophobic, but all this does not change. That doesn't matter to those of us who follow Wicca, because the religion has and continues to grow and change since Gardner's time. So even if Gardner was a racist, sexist, homophobe, like some people claim, that doesn't mean Wicca is racist, sexist, or homophobic. Thank you for watching. Feel free to leave comments and any references that you think I've completely missed. And leave me messages saying what other anti-Wiccan arguments you'd like me to cover. So until the next time, blessed be.